crafties, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and I'm here today with another tutorial, another stitch tutorial. So for today's tutorial, I will be teaching you guys how to make the Celtic weave stitch. It is an intermediate level stitch and it's very similar to your standard cable stitch, which I do have a tutorial on that further back on my channel. So if you need help with that, go ahead and tune into that one as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so this is the Celtic weave stitch. As you can see, it kind of forms these little shifted cable looking stitches. They almost look like little arrows to me going this way. But this is my little basic swatch of it. So to get started, you want to first of all chain in multiples of 4 plus an additional 3. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make my slip knot. Okay, I'm going to zoom in just a wee bit so you guys can see me. I'm going to start off with my slip knot and I'm going to chain, let's try 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if it helps you, as you probably saw in my swatch, I had a stitch marker. I like to put a stitch marker where the official end of my stitches are. So in that 12th chain, I'm just going to put this in here. Keep it out the way. This is for my sake. Alright, and I'm going to chain an additional 3. 1, 2, 3. So this extra 3 is basically so you can have a turning chain and so you can have double crochet posts on either side of this stitch pattern. So what I'm going to do here is make single crochets all the way across this row. Two. Alright, and I reached the end of my row of single crochets. You should notice that you have 14 stitches in total. And if you don't, you might want to go back. Or whatever pattern you're following, just make sure you do that chaining in multiples of 4 plus the 3 and work that first row like this so that there's no confusion. So I've seen this stitch worked in a multitude of ways. I prefer working it with treble crochets in US terms. So what I'm going to do is chain up 2, 1, 2, and turn my work. Okay, and I am going to make a double crochet right here, right in the base of that chain 2. Okay, and so that will serve as a bit of a post for us so that, you know, kind of holds our stitches in place and it creates a border. Now what I'm going to do is skip these first 2 stitches. So I'm skipping this one, and I'm going to make a front post treble crochet around the third one. So yarning over, inserting my hook behind there so it pulls it forward, and just go about creating those treble crochets. If you have problems with the treble crochet, I also have another tutorial back on my channel, one of the first ones, that shows you how to work those stitches. So next I'm going to go around this fourth stitch, and I'm going to make another front post treble crochet. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the two that I skipped, but I am not going to do it like I would normally make a cable. I'm going to be working front post treble crochets into those as well. So it helps to kind of situate your fingers between the stitches like I do, so you can see where you're working. I'm going to go ahead and cross in front of these and go back to that first stitch that I skipped. Okay, creating my treble, front post treble crochet. Try saying that 3 times fast. And now I'm going to go around that second stitch that I skipped. And creating that front post treble crochet. And cool, I've done my first set of 4. Now I'm going to move on to my next set of 4. So I'm skipping these first 2 stitches, and I'm going to create another front post treble crochet around that third single crochet. Okay. And I'm going to make another one around the next stitch. Two, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and work my front post treble crochets around those 2 stitches that I skipped, coming around the front as opposed to the back, and making that front post treble crochet. There's one, and then here's the second one. So I'm going to continue this way across the entire row. So that means I should have one more set of 4 to do, in my case. Skipping 1, skipping 2, going into that third one. Making that front post treble crochet. And doing it again. Alright, now I'm going to yarn over and work those last 2 that I skipped. Okay, and so for this last stitch, what we're going to do is go into that and work a double crochet in order to bring up our next row. So now we're ready to move on to row 3. So I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and turn my work. Now we're working at the back of these stitches. And so instead of working front post treble crochets, we're going to be working back post treble crochets. And so what we're going to do is skip these first 2 stitches right here. Okay? And we're going to do our yarning over twice, and we're going to work a back post treble crochet around that 3rd stitch. Okay. Now we're going to work another one around that next stitch. Now that we've done that, we're going to yarn over twice again to make these back post treble crochets around those first 2 that we skipped. Now, similar to your normal cable stitches, I like to use my middle finger on the hand that's holding my working yarn and put it between these cable stitches so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, you can hold it any way that you'd like, but I'm just letting you guys know that's how I tend to do mine. So we're going to go around this first stitch right here and create that back post treble crochet. Okay, and now I'm going to work the second one. It's a lovely stitch. I think I would use it for a scarf. I think I've seen it worked in the round as well, so it could probably be worked into a hat. But okay, we've done that first set of 4. Now we're going to move on to our next set of 4. Again, skipping those first 2 stitches and working around the 3rd one. So, just like so. Gonna work around that next one. Okay. Now we're gonna go back and work into the ones that we just skipped. Okay. Yarn over twice. Insert that hook around that first stitch. Now work one around that second stitch. Alright, and I have one more to do. I'm going to yarn over again and start working these back post stitches. And so on the right side of this stitch, like I showed you guys at the beginning, it creates this kind of shifted cable look. Nothing's really being pulled back or forward, but it gives you this dynamic little horizontal arrow pattern that I adore. Okay, and now we're going to work around those last 2. Alright, and I'm going to work around that last one. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is work a double crochet into that last post. So I should also mention that these chains of 2 do not count as a stitch. So if you're counting them in, your count's going to be all off, completely off. Alright, so if I were to continue on, I would simply chain 2 and repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again until I got the desired length in my pattern. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If so, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. What kinds of things would you like to see done on the channel in the future? This is the last tutorial that I am posting before my month-long break. Much needed, much earned, well earned. I can't even speak now. That's how ready I am for it. But anyway, let me know what you'd like to see on the channel in the future. Of course, I have several things lined up after my break, so I look forward to also incorporating you guys' ideas in between those different postings. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the awesome weekly content that I do post. And until next time, guys, happy making.